Why were the tribes west of the Jordan willing to go to war with the tribes east of the Jordan? This is the question that we seek to answer today as we continue our verse-by-verse study of the book of Joshua on Walking Through the Bible. Today we're going to be discussing Joshua 22 verses 10 to 20, but before we do that, let's read the passage. If you have a Bible with you, you can turn to Joshua 22 verse 10, but if you don't have a Bible, don't worry, just follow along with us on the screen. The version that we'll be reading from is the New King James Version. So Joshua chapter 22, beginning at verse 10. And when they came to the region of the Jordan, which is in the land of Canaan, the children of Reuben, the children of Gad, and the half-tribe of Manasseh built an altar there by the Jordan, a great, impressive altar. Now the children of Israel heard someone say, Behold, the children of Reuben, the children of Gad, and the half-tribe of Manasseh have built an altar on the frontier of the land of Canaan, in the region of the Jordan, on the children of Israel's side. And when the children of Israel heard of it, the whole congregation of the children of Israel gathered together at Shiloh to go to war against them. Then the children of Israel sent Phinehas, the son of Eleazar the priest, to the children of Reuben, to the children of Gad, and to the half-tribe of Manasseh, into the land of Gilead, and with him 10 rulers, 1 ruler each from the chief house of every tribe of Israel, and each one was the head of the house of his father among the divisions of Israel. Then they came to the children of Reuben, to the children of Gad, and to the half-tribe of Manasseh, to the land of Gilead, and they spoke with them, saying, Thus says the whole congregation of the Lord, What treachery is this that you have committed against the God of Israel, to turn away this day from following the Lord, in that you have built for yourself an altar, that you might rebel this day against the Lord? Is the iniquity of Peor not enough for us, from which we are not cleansed till this day, although there was a plague in the congregation of the Lord? But that you must turn away this day from following the Lord? And it shall be, if you rebel today against the Lord, that tomorrow he will be angry with the whole congregation of Israel. Nevertheless, if the land of your possession is unclean, then cross over to the land of the possession of the Lord, where the Lord's tabernacle stands, and take possession among us. But do not rebel against the Lord, nor rebel against us, by building yourselves an altar besides the altar of the Lord our God. Did not Achan the son of Zerah commit a trespass in the accursed thing, and wrath fell on all the congregation of Israel? And that man did not perish alone in his iniquity. In our last lesson, we had Joshua giving instructions to the tribes of Reuben, Gad, and the half-tribe of Manasseh that inherited land east of the Jordan, that they were free to go home, that they had fulfilled their duty in helping their brethren fight the Canaanites, and so were now free of that oath. Before sending them on their way with great bounty, however, Joshua reminded them of the importance of serving the Lord God. Being beyond the Jordan, it might have been easy to forget and to become involved in the idol worship of the nations so close to their borders. Having received this instruction, the 2.5 tribes departed Shiloh towards the Jordan. They did not need to travel all the way back down to Jericho and cross there, for there were many places closer near Shiloh, like Adam, where the Lord held back the waters of the Jordan River these tribes could cross at. Before crossing, though, these tribes did something that on the surface looked really bad. They built a great and impressive altar on the west side of the Jordan. Word got back to the congregation as to what was done, and there was anger, so much so that the tribes west of the Jordan were ready to go to war with these 2.5 tribes which were to settle east of the Jordan. Why? Because they believed this altar was built so that Israel would use it to worship either the true God of heaven or some other gods. Remember, God's sacrifices were to be offered in the tabernacle on the altars there. They were not to be offered here, there, and everywhere. And of course, idol worship was wrong wherever it was done. But is that what these tribes intended by this altar? We're not going to find out until the next lesson, but even though Israel thought the answer was yes, they didn't actually know for sure, for all that they heard was that the altar was built. Nobody had questioned the 2.5 tribes yet to ascertain why they did this. In other words, they made a judgment based on incomplete facts, as well as on rumors and innuendo. For sure, this altar looked bad on first glance, but Israel was ready to go to war simply based on appearance. That would have been rash, especially if they were wrong. Jesus warned us in John 7:24 not to judge according to appearance, but with righteous judgment, meaning that we're only to judge when we have all the facts, and these facts can be properly ascertained. But the children of Israel thought they knew, so they sent Phinehas, the priest, the son of the high priest, the one who had killed the men of Israel in Numbers 25, who brought a Midianite woman to the door of the tabernacle, as well as 10 men who would represent the tribes west of the Jordan. They assembled in Gilead, east of the Jordan, in order to talk to the tribes who built the altar. Instead of seeking an explanation, though, they accused these tribes of wanting to draw Israel away from God through the building of this altar. The incidents at Peor in Numbers 25, as well as Achan and Jericho in Joshua 7, were brought to mind in order to bolster their case that the altar shouldn't have been built because the Lord would be angry, just as he was angry before. They told these tribes that if the land which they inherited east of the Jordan was going to lead them away from God, it would be better to abandon it and come and inherit land to the west of the Jordan. All of their arguments, if they were based on real facts, were valid arguments. But again, these tribes jumped to a conclusion without all the facts. God had not told Joshua or the priests that he was angry, nor were the 2.5 tribes allowed to explain their intent of the altar. Before judgment was made and sentence proclaimed, all the facts needed to be known, something we will cover, the Lord willing, in the next lesson. With that, our time is up for today. The Lord willing, we hope you'll join us for tomorrow's discussion of Joshua chapter 22, verses 21 to 34, as we continue our walk through the Bible, one verse at a time. Thank you for watching today's episode. We hope that you found it edifying and ask that you not only subscribe to our channel and podcast, but that you like and share this episode among your friends, so that the saving gospel of Jesus Christ can go out to the whole world.